Welcome back, everyone. Today's explainer tackles a subject that is literally keeping business leaders up at night. But honestly, it also offers one of the absolute most exciting technological leaps we've seen in years. We're going to explore how equipping artificial intelligence with external tools completely unlocks reliable, business-critical decision-making. If you want to extract concrete value from AI without that lingering fear of it just, making things up, well, you're definitely in the right place. Let's dive right in. Okay, picture this. It's the ultimate executive nightmare. You ask your state-of-the-art language model to project next quarter's revenue, and it spits out a beautifully formatted, highly confident number that is completely and utterly wrong. It hallucinated. It literally just invented the data out of thin air. And in the business world, fabricated numbers aren't just an oops, they are a massive risk. So today, we're unpacking exactly why your AI does this and the fascinating mechanism we use to fix it for good. So here's our quick roadmap for today's explainer. First, we'll look at the limits of language models. Second, giving LLMs the right tools. Third, we'll go inside the tool loop. And finally, better executive data decisions.
All right, part one, the limits of language models, or as I like to call it, the beautiful guesser.
Now, this is the absolute foundational truth we really need to grasp right off the bat. Large language models are fundamentally probabilistic text generators. Basically, they predict the next token or the next word based on massive patterns they learned during their initial training. I want you to think of a base LLM like a brilliantly educated intern. I mean, this intern has read almost every book in the world, but they're now locked in a windowless room with absolutely zero internet connection. They can't look anything up. So when you ask them a question, they aren't actually calculating an answer. They are highly educated guessers, relying entirely on past memories. They're probabilistic guessers, not deterministic calculators. And this establishes a super clear boundary of capabilities. Because they've read so much, base models are absolutely amazing at explaining complex mathematics, describing how a SQL query should be written, or reasoning through tricky problems. But, and here is the massive business risk, they cannot reliably perform precise deterministic calculations. They can't access your live proprietary databases, and they definitely cannot retrieve real-time external information. Relying on their reasoning skills to do exact math is exactly why your AI just invented those revenue numbers. Which brings us to part two, giving LLMs the right tools. Think of this as the AI utility belt. So what exactly is a tool in this context? Well, a tool is simply an external executable capability that's connected to the language model. Don't think of it as some mystical, overly complex block of code. Instead, think of it as a bridge. It's a vital risk mitigator connecting the isolated intelligence of the AI directly to the deterministic real world outside that windowless room. Let's make this super concrete with some everyday analogies. When you, a human being, need to multiply massive numbers together, you don't just sit there and guess, right? No way. You grab a calculator. For breaking news, you use a search engine. To find a specific old document, you go digging in a filing cabinet. Well, an AI needs exactly the same things. By providing a Python interpreter to act as a calculator, a web browser as a search engine, or a live SQL database as a filing cabinet, we literally force the AI to stop guessing and start knowing. Moving right along to part three, inside the tool loop. Let's take a quick peek at how it actually works under the hood. The behavioral loop behind this is incredibly logical, and it happens in four clear, distinct steps. First step is reasoning. The LLM receives your prompt and decides, hey, I need the Python tool for this, and it figures out the exact arguments to pass. Second is execution. The system actually runs that external tool, doing the hard math. Third is observation. The tool hands that perfectly deterministic result right back to the model. And finally, response generation. The AI packages that factual, rock-solid data into a coherent answer for you. It's just a beautiful, continuous loop of reasoning, acting, and observing. And that takes us to our final section, part four, better executive data decisions. This is where you get the executive edge. Just take a look at the contrast here on this slide. It's pretty stark. Without tools, you're dealing entirely with static knowledge. And what does that mean? It means hallucinated calculations, relying on old stock prices from outdated training data, and frankly, really weak arithmetic. It's a massive liability for any business. But when you add tools, you instantly unlock real-time retrieval. You get deterministic math through a Python interpreter, live database access grabbing today's actual numbers, and structured code execution. It is a complete and total paradigm shift in data reliability.
To distill all of this into some actionable takeaways, here are 3 highly common business tasks that are totally transformed once you integrate tools. First up, data retrieval. Instead of asking an AI to blindly guess your inventory, it writes a SQL query, accesses your live database, and tells you exactly how many units are sitting in the warehouse right now. Second, precise math. By hooking up a Python interpreter, your AI can run complex financial models flawlessly every single time. No more guessing. And third, automation. With the right tools, an AI can actually trigger an email sender or an API. It moves from just chatting with you to actually executing workflows on your behalf. Tool integration takes an AI from a fun little novelty and turns it into a highly reliable, incredibly rigorous data analyst.
And that leaves us with this final, really vital question. I want you to honestly think about the systems your team is currently exploring or implementing right now. Is your business relying on an AI that is sitting in a windowless room, making beautifully educated guesses? Or are you building an AI equipped with the right tools, connected to reality, and driving deterministic, rock-solid business decisions? Ultimately, it's the difference between hoping you have the right data and absolutely knowing you do. Thank you so much for joining me for today's explainer. Keep asking those great questions, and I'll see you all next time.